기어코 여기까지. 참으로 정성이십니다.
Woochi The Wayfarer, developed by Nexon's Lore Vault Studio, transports us to a breathtaking reimagining of Joseon-era Korea, where history and fantasy collide. Inspired by the classic Korean tale of Jeon Woochi, you play as the mischievous mage himself, tasked with battling corruption, spirits, and dark forces threatening the kingdom. This is more than just a retelling of folklore. The developers call it a Joseon fantasy, blending authentic cultural detail with imaginative twists. Expect to encounter legendary creatures like Dokebi and Gumiho, alongside richly detailed environments drawn from Korea's historic villages and palaces. Combat looks cinematic and punishing, hinting at inspirations from Souls-like encounters, while anchoring itself in Woochi's Taoist magic. The teaser shows him stepping out of a haunted forest while a shaman chants in the distance, and every frame carries a sense of mystery and weight. Even the music adds to the immersion, scored by Jung Jae-il, the composer behind Parasite and Squid Game, weaving traditional Korean motifs into sweeping emotional soundscapes. Visually, the game leans warm and vibrant, despite its darker undertones, with traditional hanbok and got reinterpreted for a fantasy setting. It's designed as a single-player action-adventure meant to leave a lasting impact, telling a story that feels both timeless and new. Woochi The Wayfarer is still in development with no confirmed release date, but it's officially coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Did you know that black holes are extremely dense objects with such strong gravitational force that nothing can escape them? Not even light. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise.
You ever wonder if we're the ones pulling the strings? Or just living inside someone else's dream? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Even if this is a simulation, the pain still feels real.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Neo Berlin 2087, developed by Elysium Game Studio, throws us into a dystopian cyberpunk Berlin where society is split between the wealthy elite and those struggling to survive in the shadows of the city. You step into the role of Nolan, a detective haunted by his past, drawn into a case involving the murdered police chief's daughter, Natalie. Her survival could unravel a conspiracy that stretches deep into the city's corruption and secrets. What makes Neo Berlin stand out is its dual gameplay approach, allowing players to switch between first-person and third-person perspectives. You'll customize Nolan's skills and weapons to shape your playstyle, whether it's stealth infiltration, cinematic slow-motion shootouts, or direct confrontations with unsettling zombie-like enemies. The world itself is dripping with atmosphere, pulling inspiration from Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell, blending neon-lit streets with oppressive walls that cage the city in. Visually, the game is built on Unreal Engine, showcasing highly cinematic sequences, though its latest Gamescom trailer stirred debate, some calling it uncanny, others fascinated by its ambition. Regardless, Neo Berlin 2087 feels like one of those rare indie projects aiming to rival blockbuster cyberpunk thrillers. Neo Berlin 2087 is currently in development with no confirmed release date, but it's planned for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Reanimal, developed by Tarsier Studios and published by THQ Nordic, feels like a chilling spiritual successor to Little Nightmares, only darker and more unsettling. This survival horror adventure follows a brother and sister trapped in a nightmarish version of their childhood home. Together, they must navigate a twisted island, uncover its secrets, and rescue their missing friends, all while being hunted by grotesque creatures born from memory and fear. The gameplay mixes cinematic platforming, stealth, and survival horror, capturing that tense balance between vulnerability and courage. Exploration isn't confined to tight hallways. You'll also traverse by boat, opening new paths across land and water. The game's dynamic shared camera ensures both siblings remain on screen, intensifying claustrophobic encounters and forcing cooperation at every turn. Reanimal can be played solo, with AI controlling your partner, or in full local and online co-op, letting two players experience the dread together. The art direction is unmistakably Tarsier, blending childlike innocence with grotesque nightmare fuel, crafting monsters that look both familiar and horrifying. The atmosphere pushes even deeper than Little Nightmares, aiming for a truly terrifying experience. Early previews and gameplay footage have already left players impressed, with many calling it one of their most anticipated horror releases. Reanimal launches in early 2026, arriving on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2.
I own an island off the coast of Costa Rica. Really spectacular, spared no expense. For this place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real.
Can anyone hear me? This is Dr. Maya Joshi. I've been left behind on Isla Nubla. anyone there?
Jurassic Park Survival, developed by Saber Interactive, picks up right where the original 1993 film left off. The dinosaurs still roam freely across Isla Nublar, and you step into the role of Dr. Maya Joshi, an InGen scientist stranded on the island just one day after the park's collapse. Unlike the action-heavy shooters we often see, this game leans into survival horror, where every encounter is about evasion, improvisation, and staying alive against predators that react intelligently to your every move. Gameplay unfolds in first person, with mechanics centered on stealth and environmental interaction. You won't be mowing down dinosaurs with heavy weapons. This is about hiding, distracting, and finding ways to outthink them. Rolling through undergrowth, climbing structures, or throwing a flare to lure a raptor away becomes your lifeline. Dinosaurs like the T-Rex, Velociraptors, and Dilophosaurus each have unique behaviors, making every encounter unpredictable and cinematic. The island itself is meticulously recreated, featuring iconic locations such as the Visitor Center and the towering park gates, alongside new areas designed to expand the lore. Saber Interactive has gone as far as referencing original film props and archives to capture the atmosphere. Currently in pre-alpha, Jurassic Park Survival is still deep in development with no confirmed release date, though a 2026 launch looks likely. When it arrives, it's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
You will be hunted. The White City for certain. The Council. And there will be others. You would wage this war alone?
No. Not alone.
Darksiders 4, developed by Gunfire Games and published by THQ Nordic, finally delivers on the promise set in motion over a decade ago. The story picks up directly after the cliffhanger ending of the original Darksiders, where War prepared to face the armies of heaven and hell with the words, "No, not alone." Now, for the first time, players can control all four horsemen of the apocalypse: War, Death, Fury, and Strife, each bringing their own unique weapons, powers, and personalities into the fight. At its core, this is still a third-person action-adventure, blending brutal melee combat, supernatural abilities, environmental puzzles, and fast-paced traversal. But Darksiders 4 takes things further by introducing co-op multiplayer for up to 4 players, letting friends embody the horsemen together. For solo players, the game still allows you to experience the full story, switching between characters to tackle challenges in different ways. The world design builds on the series' reputation as a M-rated Zelda-like, where sprawling dungeons, interconnected environments, and lore-rich settings bring the apocalyptic mythos to life. Each horseman's perspective ties into the larger narrative, finally moving the saga beyond the long, unresolved first chapter. Fans have waited over 15 years to see this moment, and Darksiders 4 is set to be the most ambitious entry yet. There's still no confirmed release date, but it's in development for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Get some rest. I'll check on you in the morning.
important than you understand.
There is something
Different about her.
Code Violet, developed by Team Kill Media, is a PlayStation 5 exclusive survival horror that channels the spirit of Dino Crisis with a futuristic twist. Set in the 25th century, humanity has abandoned Earth and struggles to survive aboard the Aeon colony on TRAPPIST-1E. Desperate and infertile, the colonists turn to time travel technology, abducting women from the past to use as surrogates. You play as Violet Sinclair, one of those unwillingly pulled through time who wakes inside a genetic research facility filled with prehistoric predators, and something even darker lurking behind the science. Gameplay leans heavily into survival horror traditions. Tight corridors, resource scarcity, puzzle solving, and moments of sheer panic as dinosaurs stalk you through both neon-lit labs and jungle habitats. Inventory management and careful planning are as vital as quick reflexes, creating an atmosphere where every bullet, every noise, and every decision matters. Visually, the game leverages ray-traced lighting, Unreal Engine's advanced megalights, and 3D audio to heighten immersion. On PlayStation 5, adaptive triggers and haptics push the tension even further. You'll feel the resistance of a jammed gun or the rumble of a raptor's approach before you even see it. Promising to deliver both a disturbing narrative and relentless atmosphere, Code Violet launches November 14, 2025, exclusively on PlayStation 5, and is already available for pre-order.
You have a void. A desirous, gaping heart. It thirsts for excruciating pleasure. The very thing we offer. Is hellbound. Follow her, for we have such sights to show you.
Hellraiser Revival, developed by Saber Interactive with Clive Barker's direct involvement, finally brings the nightmarish world of Hellraiser into a true single-player survival horror game. You play as Aiden, a man who discovers the cursed Genesis configuration, a puzzle box that opens the gateway to the labyrinth. His mission is deeply personal, to rescue his girlfriend Sunny, who has been taken into Hell's twisted domain. But opening that door means confronting the Cenobites and the endless torment that comes with them. The game is built as a first-person survival horror experience combining melee and range combat with supernatural abilities drawn from the box itself. Players will navigate nightmarish corridors, cult-filled chambers, and the grotesque landscapes of the labyrinth, always under the watchful gaze of the Cenobites. Encounters aren't just about combat, they're about endurance, dread, and the psychological weight of Barker's vision. What makes this adaptation especially striking is its authenticity. Clive Barker himself has shaped the story and tone, ensuring it stays true to the series' seductive brutality. And for fans of the films, Doug Bradley returns as Pinhead, reprising his chilling role and lending the game a layer of gravitas that no imitation could deliver. There's no release date yet, but Hellraiser Revival is in active development for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, and it promises to be the first Hellraiser game that truly embraces the horror of the original films.
Believed in our mission. We were going to be gods, but we tampered with something we should have left alone. Everyone else is dead. We're all that's left. Whoever finds this, destroy them. Every last one of them.
Alien Rogue Incursion Evolved Edition, developed by Survios, brings the terror of the Alien universe back to flat screens after originally launching as a VR-only title. Set between Alien and Aliens, the story follows Zula Hendrix, a rogue colonial marine sent to investigate a Weyland-Yutani black site on the planet Perdon. With only your synthetic ally, Davis-01, at your side, you're thrust into a nightmare of corporate secrets and relentless xenomorph threats that hunt, stalk, and kill with terrifying unpredictability. Unlike most action shooters, this is a first-person survival horror experience where resource scarcity and environmental tension matter as much as your weapons. Flares, doors, and even stray noises can either save your life or give you away, as xenomorphs climb, crawl, and strike from every angle. The Evolved Edition enhances this with improved visuals, 60 FPS performance, 3D audio design, and full support for PS5 haptics and adaptive triggers, ensuring that every heartbeat and every trigger pull feels unnervingly real. This edition isn't just a port, it's a complete rebuild for non-VR players, offering broader accessibility while retaining the same suffocating tension of the original. It also serves as the first chapter of a two-part saga, expanding the Alien franchise's lore in a way that fans of survival horror have long been waiting for. Alien Rogue Incursion Evolved Edition launches on September 30, 2025 for PC and PlayStation 5. Lost Soul Aside, developed by Ultazero Games under Sony's China Hero Project, has been a long journey from an indie dream to a polished AAA release. What began as a solo project by Yang Bing in 2014 is now one of the most anticipated action RPGs of the year, blending high-speed combat with an anime-inspired world that feels both familiar and new. You play as Kasser, a young warrior drawn into a multi-dimensional war after his sister, Luisa's soul, is stolen by invaders known as the Voidrax. His only ally is Arena, a dragon-like companion that can morph into weapons mid-battle, transforming seamlessly between blades, scythes, and staffs. This bond forms the heart of both the combat and the story, as Kasser's fight to save his sister pushes him deeper into a conflict that spans entire worlds. Combat is fast, fluid, and cinematic, evoking comparisons to Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy XV, with Arena's transformations letting you chain combos that feel weighty and stylish. Boss encounters loom large, demanding precision and creativity, while the environments range from futuristic cityscapes to surreal, otherworldly realms. Built on Unreal Engine 4, the visuals bring every clash and cutscene to life with anime-styled intensity. After years of development, Lost Soul Aside has officially gone gold. It releases on August 29th, 2025 for PlayStation 5 and PC.
天在塔境共情孤，
我为清流。
20
父王可为天子，
朝本荆楚，母作囚。30时，30，1、2、30。
来就
一举锦绣辉，40时可怜龙舟地，
愿显烟云16州。
50时此生灵落我头天，60时我尽诛天也不70时
当以10年开拓天下，10年养百姓，10年治安。
我斩。换取金刀劈长衣，90时深夜火恩杀我酒，深夜火恩杀我酒，杀去火酒。随时不要心虚，一直没。
Where Winds Meet. Developed by Everstone Studio and published by NetEase Games, transports players to 10th century China during the turbulent Five Dynasties and Ten Kingdoms era. It's a sprawling open-world wuxia RPG where history and myth intertwine across mountains, villages, and ancient cities. You step into the role of a wandering swordsman, carving your own path through a world defined by shifting allegiances, warlords, and hidden mysteries. The game offers more than 150 hours of single-player content alongside co-op for up to 4 players and an MMO-like shared world where choices ripple outward. Combat blends martial arts spectacle with precision, every parry, dodge, and strike flowing in cinematic sequences. Weapons range from swords and spears to dual blades, fans, and even umbrellas, each with unique stances and mystic abilities. Fights can feel as dramatic as a classic wuxia film, yet accessible enough to invite exploration and experimentation. Beyond combat, the world is alive with detail, weather shifts dynamically, NPCs respond to your choices, and side stories weave intimate tales against the backdrop of political upheaval. Authenticity is at the heart of its design. Everstone drew on field research, traditional aesthetics, and motion capture to bring the setting to life, while monetization remains cosmetic only, avoiding pay-to-win pitfalls. After massive success in China, Where Winds Meet is preparing its global release in 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5.